comes a time, a quiet time, a heavy time, when the world feels distant, when your breath feels shallow, when your own reflection feels like a stranger. And in that silence, you wonder if there is anything left, anything inside you that still matters. Your strength feels spent, your hope feels gone, your hands tremble, your heart sinks, and your thoughts scatter like ash in the wind. You whisper to yourself, I have nothing left. And maybe that's true. Maybe the body is tired. Maybe the nerves are frayed. Maybe the heart beats like a drum without rhythm. But listen closely. Listen in the shadows, in the silence between your breaths. There is something deeper, not loud, not dramatic, not glowing like fire. It is smaller, softer, simpler. A voice without volume, a thread without color, a presence without shape. It is the will that says, simply, stubbornly, against all odds, against every reason, against every weight pressing down. Hold on when all else collapses. It is the will that remains, not because it is strong, but because it refuses to vanish. It does not need strength. It does not need clarity. It does not need the approval of your doubts. It only needs to whisper, stay, one more moment, one more breath, one more step. And maybe you cannot see tomorrow. Maybe you cannot see even the next hour. But still, you are here still. You exist in this fragile second. Still, you are breathing. And so the will asks of you, not to conquer, not to shine, not to fight like a hero in a story. It only asks, hold on. There is a rhythm in this holding. It is not quick. It is not triumphant. It is not the music of victory. It is the heartbeat of endurance. It is the sound of footsteps, taken in darkness, with no guarantee of light. The will does not promise easy mornings. It does not promise answers. It does not promise the relief of all your questions. But it does promise this, that if you hold on, the moment will pass, the pain will shift, the storm will move. Nothing stays forever, not even this. There is courage in surrendering to time, in saying, I cannot fix this now. I cannot understand this now, but I can wait. I can breathe. I can last one more heartbeat. The will is patient. The will is quiet. The will is loyal. It stays when everything else leaves. It stays when hope feels like a lie. It stays when even your own voice breaks. And if you listen, if you trust it, if you let it guide you, you will find yourself still here, long after you thought you'd be gone. Think of the tree in winter, its branches bare, its leaves fallen, its body frozen. It looks dead. It looks finished. It looks broken beyond repair. But beneath the bark, beneath the cold, there is life, a pulse, a secret strength. The tree waits. The tree holds on, not because it feels spring, not because it sees green, but because it knows, deep down, in its roots, that time will turn again. And so it endures, not beautifully, not proudly, but faithfully. And when the season changes, when the sun returns, when the air softens, the tree blossoms once more, not because it forced itself to bloom, but because it trusted enough to survive. You are no different. Your winter will not last forever. Your silence is not permanent. Your emptiness is not the end. The will inside you is the root. It will carry you to another spring. Holding on is not weakness. It is not failure. It is not the absence of courage. It is the rawest form of strength, the kind of strength that does not parade, the kind of strength that does not shout. It is quiet. It is trembling. It is unseen, but it is real, and it is yours. So when the night feels endless, when the weight feels unbearable, when the silence feels louder than thunder, remember this: you do not need to be perfect. You do not need to be fearless. You do not need to be invincible. You only need to hold on. Hold on through the shaking. Hold on through the doubt. Hold on through the whisper that tells you you're done. You are not done, not yet. Every breath you take is a rebellion. Every heartbeat that continues is an act of defiance. And though the world may not see it, though even you may not see it, the will inside you is still alive. It speaks with no words. It moves with no hands. It shines with no light. But it keeps you here. It keeps you whole. It keeps you possible. And so, when there is nothing left in you, accept the will. Trust it. Let it be your anchor. Let it be your fire in the cold. Let it be the hand you cannot see, but can still feel. It will not leave you. It cannot leave you, because it is you, the deepest you, the last you, the truest you. One day you will look back. You will see the nights you thought you would not survive. You will see the moments you believed were the end. And you will realize you endured, not because you were strong, not because you were fearless, not because you had answers, but because you held on. And that was enough. So, if today feels unbearable, stay. If tomorrow feels unreachable, stay. If your voice feels silent, stay. The will inside you will carry you, step by step, breath by breath, moment by moment, until one day, without even noticing, you will rise again. You will feel warmth again. You will hear laughter again. You will live again because you held on. So tonight, if nothing else, place your hand upon your heart. Feel its rhythm, steady, relentless, patient. That is the sound of survival. That is the sound of holding on. And when all else fails, when all else fades, let that be enough, because it is enough, because you are enough, because the will within you is still here, still whispering, still waiting, still carrying you forward. And so, when there is nothing in you, except the will which says to them, hold on, listen and hold on,